Hi everyone, welcome to another webisode of The Good Doctor on eZeLiving.com. Today I'm here in the company of Dr. Zohair Al-Fardan, and we're going to be talking about Botox and fillers. Is that the right word, doctor?
Well, it's good that you said it, because it's a very common mistake in the community, people talking about Botox. It's actually neurotoxins. And Botox is just a brand name like any other companies, because they're a different type of neurotoxins. And fillers is something totally different we're going to explain. And people are very commonly using Botox and filler as a one word, but it's not. One of them is neurotoxins, which means to stop the muscle from acting and contracting. And the other one is a filler, which is basically trying to fill the area with the volume that has been lost due to the aging or different reasons.
What can people expect to see if someone goes in for a neurotoxin? What does that do versus a filler?
Right. The side effect of the neurotoxin is what? It's basically stopping the muscle from moving. Now, if you look at somebody who's having wrinkles between the eyebrows, the wrinkles, what we call them dynamic wrinkles, and you see in this picture that there's between the eyebrows, there's lines when you contract, when you frown. When you become surprised, you look at the forehead, there's lines coming up, and then when you have a big smile, then you will see there's also very fine lines coming at the corner of your eyes, what we call them crow's feet. Now, we know these lines are appearing not just because of the aging, but because also the activity of these muscles. Now, if we can stop this muscle from acting, then there will be no contractures and there will be no lines.
Okay, so now we understand what the neurotoxin is, and like you said, Botox is just a brand name rather than it actually being the chemical or the formula. So what does it do? It paralyzes the nerves, it paralyzes the muscle, number one, and are there different kinds of the toxins that one should, when coming to a doctor, say, look, I'd like this brand over the other, and what's the variation if that comparison can be made?
So how it works basically that the neurotoxin itself will come to the muscle and it will basically get the space between the nerve and the muscle. So there's no signal coming from the nerve to the muscle to contract. So it will paralyze it, but this is short term. It's not forever, it's just for 4 to 6 month time, and after that it will become more active and it will become normal.
Now some people are saying, again, it's out there, that it's snake venom or various kinds of poisons that is being used. Is that true?
Well, the name is toxins. It's a poison, yes. Right. But it's basically nothing to do with the venom of a snake or something like that. It's basically just a toxin for that muscle. So the nerve cannot conduct their impulses to the muscle.
Right.
Okay? And as I said, it's been used for a long time and it's very safe.
That's reassuring, because that's one of the greatest fears out there, and we've seen examples after examples of horror stories, especially in the United States or in Europe, where these things can happen. What are some of the brands that you can recommend?
Well, basically what we have here as legal brands within the UAE is the Botox, Xyamine, and Dysport. These are the three which is basically approved here. And they are also the same three approved in the FDA in the United States.
So these are the three tried and tested products that's out there.
Yeah.
So now moving on to fillers. What are they, and how does it work?
Well, fillers are basically to fill the space, to fill a space which has been before filled and then they lose the volume, basically to replace the volume which has been lost.
What are some of the common areas that a client or a patient will come to you and require or request fillers?
There's particular areas where we use the filler. And if you look at this picture now, and you look that this patient will need, or this client will need a filler, could use a filler in the cheek area to enhance the cheek, to replace the volume they lost. The lips as well, if you look at the lips, need a little bit of enhancement. And to make the lips more natural, the upper lip should be slightly smaller than the lower lip. And the lower lip will show you the bulk, whereas the upper lip will show you the shape of the lip itself. The other areas in the temple as well, So basically any area where they lost the volume, or there is a wrinkle but it's not a dynamic wrinkle, it's not due to the muscle movement.
So how does one, when someone comes to a doctor and they ask for fillers, what is it? Is it an injection? Is it a cream? How does it work?
It's basically injection. And first we have to, when somebody comes to us, we take full history, medical details, we make sure that they're fine, they have no allergies to against, and they have no previous injections done. And if they have the previous injection, we find out also what kind of material has been used. It's also good to use the same material if it's been a good result for the patient. And it also depends on the areas. For instance, if I'm going to do the lips, I will only use hyaluronic acid and I will not use any other type. If I'm doing the cheeks area and I need a lot of volume, then I have to choose a different product than what I use in the lips, which is very thin and very superficial. So that's, you have to make sure first that the client is aware. You take full history about their health status, then you explain to them the products and how it's been used and what's also possible side effect and risk and complication. Because again, this is an injection. It's not an invasive like a surgery, but it's also not like a cream. So it's like in between, it's semi-invasive. Most of them, they tolerate very well with just topical local anesthetics, and that you can do a lot of things.
And how long does it last? You talked about this as not being a permanent solution. So what is the timeline that someone can expect a filler to last?
Between 8 months to a year.
For our audience, particularly women who are watching this webisode, what is the result that a person will get with a filler or a Botox?
See, we all do these procedures, which is the non-invasive procedure like neurotoxins, filler, to prevent and to delay the aging process. And it helps a lot because it's also, especially the hyaluronic acid, it absorbs water, it hydrates the skin and makes you look more fresher, and even the skin is shinier. So it has like both ways, and it's always, the products are there for the good indication and for a proper indication, and basically to make you feel good about yourself.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Fardan. Fantastic information, as always. If you've got any thoughts, comments, or questions about Botox or neurotoxins or fillers, please leave your comments in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching The Good Doctor on eZeLiving.com, where you can find anything and everything lifestyle.